Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Gemini placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Gemini, to get started with your reading, I'm getting a few energies coming in. The first one being that I feel like you're preparing for something. That you're like the energy that I'm feeling for you is that there's this energy of preparation or like putting a little bit of extra effort into something that you know you need to do, or that you that I feel like there's like you're trying to put an effort to make something the best that it can be, or that you really want something to succeed or something like that. Like it's this energy of preparation. There is this feeling though of like obligation that's coming in, or like you have a responsibility or something like that. So I don't know, that could come with this energy of like, there might be a little bit of anxiety that's attached to this, because it's like you want to do a good job, or you want to show up the best way that you can. So you're taking extra care, you're putting a little bit of extra energy into it, or you're like really focusing on the details is how it's coming through. Or like, I don't know. It's just this energy of like preparing, making sure that you're really prepared and ready for something. More so than normal is kind of how it's coming through, because I feel like there's something here where it's like you really want to get this right is how it's feeling. So that's one energy for you. And then over the course of the last few days, I've been getting this big energy, and I was seeing so first of all, whales might be a significant symbol for you. At the bottom of this deck, we have the Animal Oracle, but I was seeing in my mind's eye the Cosmic Egg card, which is the crown chakra. It represents the crown chakra in this deck, and it's the image of the snake that is coiled around a multicolored egg. And it was coming through with this a message that I've received before for that card, but in like a more complete way, which is very interesting, because that's sort of the energy that was coming through for you. That I feel like that you may be experiencing something right now, Gemini, which feels kind of like this cosmic egg energy, which it talks about the crown. So it could talk about an awakening, an expansion, illumination of some sort, or the culmination of some sort of understanding is how it's feeling. And what I was seeing is that like it feels like it's revolving around a particular event from your past that maybe caused you harm. Like it's kind of feeling like a 3 of Swords energy, a 10 of Swords energy, like something from the past that was that could have come in with betrayal, that could have come in with heartbreak. But I was specifically getting for someone that it might have had to do with somebody in your life who abused power in whatever way that is. That's the specific message that I'm getting. Somebody who abused their power, and through that abuse of power caused harm to you. That's the specific event that I feel like you're healing. And I was just being reminded that healing is not a linear journey. So I just keep seeing this spiral. And what I was seeing is like an eagle, which is also the symbol of victory, but also seeing something from a new and higher perspective, right? Like what I was seeing is this eagle sort of riding like one of those like updrafts, right? Like the wind is carrying this eagle up higher and higher. And like what that is a metaphor for is that like you are getting this higher perspective on a situation in the past where I feel like maybe you weren't seeing the full picture is how it's coming through, Gemini. Like there was an event from the past, and especially if it's something like pain or hardship, or like you're in it at the moment, if there's like heightened emotions, we don't always see a situation clearly. So I feel like part of this healing process for you is being elevated, right? In whatever way that is for you, into a position where you can see the full picture almost unfolding. So it's kind of like, I feel like there's something here where it's like you're revisiting a past energy. Like maybe you're having dreams about the past or something like that. Especially events that may have been very heartbreaking for you in whatever way, or there may have been 10 of Swords, or it also is coming through now with like, when you were in those moments of heightened emotions, maybe you didn't see a situation clearly. That's not a negative judgment at all. It happens to everyone. It's like you were maybe consumed by your own emotions, or that you were seeing something through a lens of insecurity or sadness or something like that. That wasn't actually the true picture. And so what this energy is coming through with, especially Gemini, this reading might be for you, is if you have been experiencing something that feels like a familiar pattern, but it's kind of like especially in your real life, like you're experiencing events that, like, especially if you feel like you've seen this before, or that you've experienced this before, or like the energy of the situation is the same, even if the people, the actors, the characters, the scenario, the environment, the context is different, right? Like that's how it's feeling. And it's like each time you re-experience this event, right? It's like a spiral. You see it from a higher and newer perspective that is allowing you to integrate some sort of truth. So it is feeling like that. It's feeling like this, like every time this event or this feeling or this familiar pattern comes back around, you're at the next level and you're able to see it from a more complete picture, is how it's coming through for you, Gemini. I hope that makes sense. And so I do feel like there is some sort of culmination or integration that's happening around a particular event or wound from your past that is allowing you to move forward, to release things, to see yourself more clearly and see your situation more clearly, and also perhaps see the other person more clearly if it was with another person, as I'm sure that there were other people involved in this, whatever it is. And it does feel like a very profound healing and also overcoming energy with the eagle as well. Okay, so I'm going to start pulling cards for you from the Animal Oracle deck. The Moth. Very interesting, because I'm seeing, okay, so this moth energy does always look to me like it's rising, right? Like it's so I don't know, is this, sometimes the moth to me talks about like a very like spectacular event. At the time that I'm filming this, the Blue Jays have just won the ALCS, so they're going to the World Series. So sometimes I associate the moth with events like that, right? Like very public, very energetic, like it's like electric kind of moments that you can easily get swept up in, right? Like it's like that kind of energy, something like quite phenomenal. Maybe it is something, maybe that's you. Maybe you're preparing for something like that. Okay, because it's very interesting, Gemini. I almost feel like I'm seeing you as the eagle, but you're seeing yourself as the moth. That's how it's feeling to me. Like, I don't know that you know your own greatness at the moment, is how it's coming through. I am seeing you as the eagle, but I feel like you're almost like, you're like, what I'm getting with this this energy is like a moth caught in a tornado. Like that's how it's coming through. That's maybe how you're feeling about it. like something that's like so all-encompassing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. In fact, for you, I feel like it's quite a good thing, but that because it's so overwhelming in whatever way, or the energy is so intense that it feels like you're a moth caught in a tornado. Very interesting. And you have the spider at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Gemini, can I get one more card? The Panther. The Panther. Okay. I always find it so interesting when this Panther card comes out and there's a card that has green and yellow, because if you look at the eyes are very clearly on this moth, right? Like that's how it's like, the eyes are very interesting. Okay, so Gemini, you might have eyes on you that are kind of, I hate to say this, but like maybe that there are eyes on you that are full of envy or jealousy. Only take that if it resonates for you. But again, it's this feeling of like, they see you rising is how it's coming through. And I feel like it may be triggering some people's shadows. Raccoon at the bottom of the deck. Again, I am seeing you as the eagle. Very strongly, though. And I feel like it's something here where it's like you may be focused on, or you may be really feeling... This does feel like that energy of like somebody's doing shadow work around you. Okay, can we get another card? Like, I do feel like you are coming out of the shadow. Again, it's that energy of like being able to see something from a higher perspective. I feel like you're also seeing somebody's shadow in a new way as well. Like, especially if it's this energy of like somebody who abused their power, you may be seeing this person from a higher perspective and understanding where that shadow was activated from, which is very interesting. And I feel like it may have something to do with like a very deep-rooted envy is how it's coming through. That maybe is a bit surprising. Like, I feel like for you, it's kind of like, I don't think that you would see this as being something that someone would be envious of, especially if it's something like for you, it's a given. So it's kind of like, maybe something that you've always had in abundance, or maybe something that you've never had to like, especially if it's something where it's like you've never had to really put effort into it, like it was easy for you or something like that, right? Like something where it's like an experience where, or like somebody's envious of you for something that you have always found to be very easy, right? Like that could also be that could make them even more angry. Like it's kind of like, I am getting this angry energy, or like, it may activate their shadow even more, or like that kind of thing. It's always been very easy for you, whatever this is. And if easy is not the right word, because it might not be necessarily something that you do, but it's just something that you are, maybe. Or, it could even be a set of circumstances, right? Like it could be you have, just as like a very trivial example, like it could be like you were born into a family with a lot of money, for example, right? Like that kind of thing. Or whatever it is for you, Gemini, like that kind of energy. It's something that it's like maybe it's not so, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pull one more card though for you, Gemini. I do feel like you are, like, there's an updraft, right? Like, and I feel like that energy is coming from the universe of, like, pulling you up out of this energy. Yeah. The beaver and the swan. This is a very nurturing and creative energy, especially with all this water that's coming through. Because the beaver to me is an energy of like earth and water, right? It's like Cancer. It's a Cancerian energy, but it's very earthy, which I associate with Cancer as well. Like focused on the home, emotional well-being, nurturing, safety, comfort, all of that, like really yummy Cancerian energy. You have here the gazelle and the swan, which is coming through with like very creative is what I'm getting with this. So I feel like it's something where it's like, so I don't know, maybe it has something to do. Yeah, I'm going to put these on this side for you. Maybe it has something to do with your home or your sense of stability or safety. And it's feeling kind of like, again, I don't think that you take this for granted. I almost said Cancer. Gemini. I don't think that you take this for granted. But I do think that it's like something that you might not necessarily have I don't know, like appreciated the full extent, especially if you're now seeing somebody who you're recognizing that they are envious of you for having this, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like you've always had maybe good relationships with your family or your siblings, or you've always had a group of friends, or you've always had, you know, like you've always had enough resources or whatever it is for you. There's countless examples of this. You've always been particularly surrounded by comfort and love and creativity or whatever. And it's like, I feel like there's someone around you who has not had that. So it's kind of like they're envious of something that you have always had. And I feel like this might be particularly eye-opening for you, Gemini, because this may even be somebody that you know well, but that you it's the first time you're seeing this side of them, is how it's feeling. And it's like, because, okay, this is why this moth is coming through, because I feel like for you there's a particular event that maybe is like very highly emotionally charged, is how it's coming through in whatever way. It could be positive emotion too, right? It could be that you're experiencing some sort of very positive like elevation, or there's like some sort of event that feels very highly emotionally charged in a very good and positive way for you. And this sort of event is triggering the shadow in somebody around you. And it's like, this is the first time that you've seen this side of them. And you would not have seen this side of them unless there was a very highly emotionally charged event like this. So that's how it's feeling. Like there is some sort of event or quote unquote trigger that caused this person to react in a way that you have not seen before, is kind of how that's feeling. And it's a trigger or shadow energy. I don't want to judge this person too harshly, because I can absolutely see how I'm on the other end of this. And I feel like this is an important moment for them on integrating an aspect of their shadow, Gemini, but that it may have been a bit shocking to you. It's just how it's coming through. Okay. Okay, Gemini, let's see. Like, when I'm saying, like, I'm on the end of, I could see myself as a panther. That's what I'm saying. Okay, anyways. Let's pull some more cards for you, Gemini. I feel like, anyways, you should focus on the beaver and the swan. I also feel like this is coming through in your reading today as being like, also expanding your perspective on what you do have, because I feel like there is something here where it's like maybe you were a bit taking something for granted is how it's coming through, like something in your life that you have a lot of, that you've always had a lot of, that this person feels like they did not have, or that they've had to work really hard for it, that you just not like comes naturally to you. That's just how it's feeling. So it's like, I do feel like there's a part of this energy that's wanting to come through as being like, appreciate this about yourself or about your life, like that you have this abundance, or that you have this creativity, or that you have this like nurturing home or whatever, and it's like nourish that more, or nurture it more, pay attention to it more, appreciate it more, like don't take it for granted, right? Like that kind of thing. Okay. The bright mother. I'm seeing that as you, of course. It's an energy of abundance, right? I feel like, so, because there's all this like really beautiful, nurturing, feminine energy, but the bright mother comes in with like so much abundance, like so much to give, doesn't get tired of giving either. Like it's like, yeah, when the bright mother is present, she speaks of a time of fertility, creativity, and nurturing of ourselves or of others. She might indicate marriage or the birth of a child, or a deepening of any kind of relationship. She also speaks of giving one's all to life, not holding back. She is like a cornucopia, pouring forth abundance. This may be a time to put the needs of others first, taking care of yourself later. Patience may be needed for the process being discussed. Consider what you have. Acknowledge the people and things in your life, good, bad, and indifferent. This consideration is not to judge, approve, or reject, but merely to recognize what is present in your life. These are your present fulfillments, the things you have created for yourself, drawing upon the power of unity in the singers, or not, as the case may be. Once you have looked clearly at what is present in your life, you may want to ask yourself what you want to change. Okay, yeah, looking at what is present in your life. What do you have in abundance? I feel like this came out in the Aquarius reading as well, especially with reference to the eagle, because the eagle for me is a symbol of Aquarius. I know some people associate that with Scorpio, but that doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyways, I feel like there's something here of abundance, of really taking time to consider what it is that you have to give. Not that you have to give necessarily, but it's like, I feel like there's a situation unfolding for you right now where it's like somebody's shadow, somebody that you're interacting with, their shadow is showing you what you have to give in abundance that maybe you were not seeing about yourself, or that you were, I don't know. I want to find a different word for taking for granted, but that's how it's feeling a little, Gemini. Like you didn't fully appreciate that this was a gift that you have, is how it's coming through. He of the fiery sword. Very interesting. So 4 might be a significant number for you because you have 16 with the bright mother, which is 4 squared, and then he of the fiery sword is 4. This is an energy of conviction, clarity, focus, willpower, determination. It is a very masculine energy, which is interesting. This panther energy might also not be envy, but it could also be desire, or it could even be lust for some. Just take it how it resonates, Gemini. But either way, that this panther energy has their eye on you. It doesn't have to be envy. That's just one example. But I do feel like there, if it's so, can I get another card? And you have, yeah, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Rar, which is another one of those cards that talks about like really heightened emotions. It's like this, like, really energetic, full of potential kind of like situation that can really like sweep you off your feet. Like there's something like that coming in. Like I feel like that's like an environmental or something like that. Okay, can I get a card for the Panther? Okay, the Feline. Okay. Oh, and the Soul Shrinker. Okay, yeah. So, okay, I do think that there are energies of desire around you as well, because you are coming out the Bright Mother, Gemini, so there is that. But the reading is wanting to highlight this energy of the Panther. Somebody who's in their shadow, who is coming through with this feeling with the feline of like, okay, this is this energy of somebody who abused their power, is how it's feeling. Like, if that's not that, I don't know if that's going to be for everyone. It feels kind of like a specific example, but just take it how it resonates. Especially with the Soul Shrinker at the bottom of the deck. I don't like this. It doesn't feel like a good energy. So that's how it's gonna, that's the focus of this reading today. You are the Bright Mother. There's an energy around you that is skulking, is the word that's coming through. And I feel like it's something here where this person in the past, because it feels like it is revolving around a certain incident or event or past energy with you, where this person abused their power in whatever way. And it doesn't have to be necessarily an authority. It could be that they were acting in their shadow, or that they misused their energy towards you, is how it's coming through. And so it caused heartbreak, it caused an ending, it caused whatever, pain, discomfort, separation. And it's like this person knows that they did something wrong, but that they haven't been able to follow through with correcting that action, is how it's coming through. So it's like they are skulking, is just the energy that I'm feeling. Like, and I feel like there is something here where the most compassionate thing that I can say for this is that they just need to do the right thing, is how it's feeling. So it could be, especially because the Fiery Sword is in between the two of you. This talks about a masculine energy, and I feel like there is something here of like this person needs to take an action that is difficult, that they don't want to do, that would require them to take responsibility and accountability for their actions. But that is really hard for them. And I feel like there's also something here where it's like they can see that you have evolved or changed or grown from the situation. And that might be what it is that they're envious of, is that they haven't actually changed or done the work, or they're still in the same place that you were, or like, sorry, that they were. Or, interesting, they're in the same place that you were when this happened, is how it's feeling. Like, I feel like maybe, okay, just as an example, let's say, like, just as like a very like surface level trivial example to make this make sense, is that, let's say this is like you had a boss at work, and maybe something happened where like you were starting to find success, and this boss or person in power became jealous of your success, for example. And so because of their jealousy, they abused their power and did something that I feel like was sneaky in some way, or dishonest, or like tried to put blame on you, or like for example, maybe they like framed you for stealing something, right? Or they like spread a rumor about you that you were, stealing or doing something that you shouldn't be. And it was something that maybe you received punishment for when you were innocent, right? This is just an example. Like, it is coming through this feeling of like there was an injustice done to you based on this person's actions that were that person's shadow, right? Like they were doing something that they shouldn't have been. They, did something where maybe there was a separation. Maybe you got fired. Maybe you were wrongly accused of something. Maybe you paid for it in consequences that were unfair because you were actually innocent, or you weren't the cause, or that in fact maybe that other person was the one who was stealing or doing whatever, like something shady, and they were projecting their own faults onto you through their abuse of power, right? So the situation that you were in, Gemini, is that you suffered consequences that should have been for them. That's how it's coming through. But through that experience, Gemini, I feel like you have been elevated, because it's like you're coming out as the bright mother, that whatever situation transpired, you came back from it. You were able to build something for yourself. Like you benefited in whatever way, in some karmic way. You received back whatever it is that you lost, but much more to gain is how it's coming through, that you were able to create something out of this, that you succeeded, you ultimately gained all of this beautiful abundance, and maybe you created a home out of it. Maybe you rose, right? There's this like phenomenon energy that's coming through for you where it's like maybe you've won something, maybe you're finding a lot of success, maybe you created something and you have all these eyes on you, right? Through your own willpower and determination. And I feel like for them, that is what they're envious of. I feel like you have this, he of the fiery sword, this sort of like ability to create your own experience, be able to like work through a lot of difficulty that this person does not have. That's how it's feeling to me, is that they're actually, the way it's coming through is that they actually shrink compared to this like energy that you have of this like so much willpower, drive, determination, ability to do difficult things, like and that's what's allowed you to succeed, is how it's feeling. This person does not have that. And I feel like you are seeing this now of this person's cowardice is how that's feeling. And it's really interesting because again, the spiraling, I feel like you're on the way up. They may actually be going the other way is how it's coming through. The feline does talk to me about like having to do the things that you say you're going to do, right? Like I do feel like this person has they've got to pay their fees, whatever it is. They have to pay a fee. If not, like, most likely not literally, but it is coming through with, like, there is a consequence or there's some sort of action that they need to take in order for this situation to end for them. I actually feel like it's kind of something where it's like, now I'm seeing like the vultures are circling. Like this person may have some sort of like financial obligation that is tied to this situation with you, where it's like, that's interesting. Like they may be, okay, remember when I was saying, I got distracted. Maybe there's something here where it's like, let's say the consequence that was for you, that you suffered from this person's misuse of power, was that you got fired from your job, let's say, as an example, in the past. So you endured financial hardship, right? You endured a loss of community or whatever it is. Those consequences that you endured karmically now belong to that person. That they, in order for this situation to end for them, because it almost feels like they are being haunted by you, or that they're being, that they're being haunted by you, or that there's a consequence that is circling them, like vultures. Like that's how it's coming through. Like it's like, in order for this situation to karmically be over between the two of you, they must now take on the consequences that you suffered at their hands, is how it's feeling. So, for example, if it was a loss of job, that's what it is that karmically has to happen for them in whatever way. It might not be exactly that, but it would have at least the same, like, spiritual equivalent, if that makes sense. Loss of community, whatever it is that you suffered incorrectly, right? Like that's how it's feeling. That's why I feel like I was like, what the way that I was trying to say it came out as like they are in the same place that you were, Gemini. They are in the same place that you were. Yeah, Fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. I feel like that's you. I feel like this has something to do with financial, or it could be work related, but I'm seeing it more generally like your home, like your personal life, like that. I feel like it's not directly tied to work, but it is directly tied to money and or resourcefulness or your resources. But again, I'm getting something like you were able to like save a lot of money, or you were able to like use your resources creatively in some way, or you were really good with your money or good with a situation that I feel like has now become very stable and safe for you. And what I want to say as well with this feline is that once they pay the fee, whatever it is, the situation will be over for them. It's like they won't be haunted by this anymore. It's kind of like once they pay the fee, once they do the thing that they know they need to do, once they do the thing that they're being, it does feel like they're being haunted by it. It's like they can't escape this action that they know they need to take, but they can't, or they feel like they can't, right? Like that's how it's coming through. They're but it's like once they do it, they would feel so much better, right? They would be freed from it. They've paid their karmic debt and it would be over. But I feel like there is this feeling of like this person feels like they can't for whatever reason. That's none of your business, Gemini. It's just kind of like the vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. It may also be something where it's like, especially with the vultures or circling, that kind of energy, where I feel like maybe this person thinks that you are against them, and I don't think you are, Gemini. I feel like you're not even paying attention to this, because your back is turned here with the bright mother. It's like your back is turned to this person. You're not paying attention to them, right? It's like how I'm seeing this is that your back is turned. What is between you, what separates you is the fiery sword. Like you're not paying attention to them. Maybe from the corner of your eye, you can see something happening or there's like whatever, but it's like, I feel like this person thinks that you are actively wishing ill on them or like that kind of thing. It's kind of like, no, I don't know if you care even, Gemini. That's the thing. But it's like, this person has a lot of worry or anxiety or depression that you are actively wishing ill on them, when I don't think that's the case. I kind of think it's like you're just minding your own business, but the universe or this karmic justice kind of energy is really trying to get this person to do the right thing. For you, it doesn't matter, because for you, it's like you've already moved on. You're encountering a lot of success. You have this like stable home life or whatever. I don't think that you are against this person, but they might be worried that you are. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. I feel like you are, there's this energy of abundance. It could be, and then you have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. I don't know. Maybe for some of you, a distant friend is thinking of you. Maybe this is a friend. Or someone who used to be a friend, maybe. Beware of greed. Okay. Maybe this is a former friend. Or somebody that you consider a friend. That's interesting. Maybe there's been some sort of separation between you and a friend. Or like, but I don't know that it's necessarily bothering you, Gemini. That's the thing. Because I don't think that it's necessarily like, I do think that you would be surprised by this about them. That there's like somebody around you who has this sort of like envious energy around you, like towards you, I should say. That I think would surprise you. And it has something to do with like your willpower and determination. Or because it's interesting that you're coming out with all this feminine energy, but then you also have this very masculine energy with the He of the Fiery Sword. Like, I don't know. It could even be, especially because you have He of the Fiery Sword, that might not necessarily be yours, but it may be like a support system that you have. For example, like this person sees that you're a very feminine energy, let's say, but you have this like support system around you that's like very masculine, or you have like a very protective energy around you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be one person. It could just be like an energy that surrounds you. It could be like a guide or something like that. Anyways, I'm not going to pull cards because my battery's going to run out. And we're at 45 minutes. So I think I'm going to close that there, Gemini. I feel like this reading is really just wanting you to be aware of this. Because I feel like there is something here where it's like you're not seeing this energy. You're not seeing it. It's trying to bring it into your awareness for whatever reason. And whatever you do with that is up to you. So I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.